Alright guys, welcome back. So, triple teleport, right? It should increase consistency, right? But we can't get around this. Like, you have to play these big guys. These big guys are like the sole reason why you would want to play the deck in the first place, because it makes the one card Omni Negate justifiable, right? Because like, open up teleport, you get this guy guaranteed. But you don't want to draw these guys. Like, we do have a support card that we can like summon it out of our hand, but like, I don't know, it just seems really weird. Like it just seems like unnecessary. Like, of course, I've been trying with these guys, because for those of you that don't know what this card does, it's basically the trap in a spell form, but that's another effect. So basically, what this one does, it summons these guys from your hand, whereas a trap summons it from your deck, right? So what this the secondary effect is why it's pretty cool, because in the graveyard you can banish it to set an assault mode activate, which is the trap that allows you to summon this guy from the deck, right? So that, and the turn you set it, you can activate it, which is nice, which is really good, which is why it pairs well with this. Because if you have this in hand and you discard this, that's an instant Stardust summon on your turn. That's, which is nice. And then you still have your teleport and your Star Reflector. But I don't know. The more I was testing it, the more I was like doing test hands. That ant was just there, man. It was just so annoying, like super annoying. So I ended up cutting, because you already have 7 garnets. This, the summon activates, and the driver from the gamma, because you have to play the gamma package in this particular build, because Ash is just so brutal. You got to make sure that your assault mode active resolves, your assault sentinel resolves. But yeah. For those of you that don't know what this does, it's an Omni Negate. You can tribute itself, negate anything, card or effect, and during the end phase, it comes back. And then if it's destroyed on the field, you can special summon a Stardust Dragon from your graveyard, which is pretty cool. Okay, this is how you get your one card Stardust Assault mode, right? Because whenever this card's normal summon or special summon, it's been seen in quite a bit of gameplay recently, because it's a one card Hulk with teleport, especially teleport. Now you can get this guy and make a one card Hulk, which is nice. Of course, you gotta play the Guardians with it, but still, it's not bad. So basically, what this one does, it's whenever it's summon or special summon, you can add a card that has assault mode activate in its text. The other effect is you can reveal an assault mode activate card, right? To special summon a monster from a graveyard that lists assault mode activate in its text, right? This will search this, and then you revive the Sentinel or the Beast to make the level 8 synchro, and then you set this, you make a Stardust, and you pass, and then it's just one card. Like, it's so cool. Basically like a lone fire that gets this guy, which is pretty cool. Assault Sentinel. So basically what this one does, you tribute it to special summon a monster from your hand or deck, which is pretty cool. And that lists the assault mode activate in its text. So more often than not, you're going to summon this guy from hand or deck, right? So it's just more consistency, right? But sometimes I feel like it's a bit much. Like, I feel like you have a bit too many of these guys. Like, you have 3, 6, 9 with a teleport, 10 with the 1-for-1, and 11 with the tanky. Is like way so much. Like, it's a bit much. So I mean, it's consistent in the sense that you'll get to it, but sometimes it feels like your hand gets filled with too many of them. You know, I don't know. So maybe like I don't know. It's a bit odd. Yeah, but anyways, it has a similar restriction to Dawnwalker, except it's the moment you activate the effect to tribute itself, you're bound by synchro summoning, which it's fair enough. Like, you don't intend to link summon after that, because you're just gonna try to make your Stardust and then set your summon activate and pass, and then control the game with like your hand traps and your traps. You know, it's a very simplistic deck, and it has another effect. It's not really utilized all too much. Basically, you can change the attribute of monster you control on the field. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat thing you can do. And then of course you have your one beast. You only need one. You don't need to play multiples. You just need it for the one time when you open the teleport, and you can search this to get to the graveyard to reborn something. Other than that, you don't need any more of these. More than these. And then of course you have the staple hand trap, which you have to play, because you gotta ensure that you don't lose to Ash, because it's so brutal. The moment it still trades 1-for-1. But you want to ensure that your play resolves, right? Because like once you get the Omni on the field, it allows you to like have like a chance at controlling the tempo of the game, and yeah, this is basically just guarantees that, right? And then especially the fact that you can like tribute this guy as cost, right? You can go tribute as cost. You have nothing on the field. Most people ash this, so they go chain gamma, and you just make an omega, or you make another Stardust, assuming you hard open the an assault mode activate, so you can have double omni negate on your opponent's turn, which is huge. And it's a teleport target, which is pretty cool as well. And then of course you have your like generic hand traps. You have Nibiru, because you need like mass removal with this deck, because what I noticed is that, yeah, having an Omni Negate and 1-for-1 in your opponent can be a bit problematic, because you can get out resource. So you need like a mass removal, like an equalizer, to be able to like basically reinforce what Stardust is trying to do, which is control the game. Because like the moment you negate something that you might think like, okay, this should be quite crucial for them if I negate it. But then when sometimes that's not the case, and Stardust gets overwhelmed, so then you're like, oh damn, how do I do with all this massive swarm? And that's where this comes in. You just go Nibiru, and then the end phase, expect, and the extra deck is filled with toolbox like utility synchros that can deal with the token, so you shouldn't worry about that, which is pretty cool. And then you have like a generic hand trap, which is Ash Blossom. It's just generically good against almost anything. You can apply it to almost every matchup, which is good. Stops Fusion Destiny, stops Pots, stops the Scarlets, which is pretty cool, because if you stop a Scarlet, Sanguine, it shuts off all the other outlets traps, which is nice. So like it's one card deals with like two, like it's just insane. And then we have the spells, which is this is the new edition. This is insane. Triple teleport. This feels so good to have, dude. This feels so good. I'm still gonna get the deck profile with the synchron deck, where we utilize this, because 3, oh my god, it's just insane. So basically, this Side Reflector summons either your Gamma or your Side Reflector. I mean, Teleport summons your Side Reflector or your Gamma, which is really nice, right? So you have so many ways to summon this. Get access to your 1-card Omni, and then of course you have your 1-for-1 and your Tanky. This is basically these are all 1-card Omni negates. That's the theme of the deck. Get to the 1-card Omni negate and control the game with your hand traps and your traps. Right? That's the whole point. And you want to increase consistency in this way, because you do not want to be drawing your garnets. And the fact that you have an abundance amount of ways to get to your Side Reflector is what you hope to, I guess, what you hope for. And then of course you have your one Cobalt Griff, because it stops Ash. Just another way to stop Ash. And the last one is a Cosmic, Triple Cosmic. It's just good against Outlich. It's just spot removal, because you want the deck to have like a bit of versatility just within itself, whether you go first or second. You don't want to just go like outright lose, because your plays are very, very like low ceiling. It's just basically open Sentinel or Teleport or 1-for-1 into back row. It's like you can't expect that thing to resolve. Like you just can't. So you need to have like a little better backup, so you can just like hit the back row, clear the 1 or 2 hinders, and make your Stardust, then start to control the game that way, you know. And of course, there's the other Garnets, which is like quite annoying, but you have to play them. Basically, what this does, this summons the big guys. This summons this. So basically, what happens is you tribute your Stardust Dragon, and then you summon this from your deck, and then yeah, and that's how you get things going. And then of course we're gonna get to our trap lineup. Okay, so we have like pretty high impact trap cards, because you need them. You just do, because you don't have another engine. You're just solely relying on just the consistency of Sentinel, Teleports, and Side Reflectors. And then you just want to back it up with like a bunch of like interactions. Which Strike is pretty good. It stops Ash as well, which is one of the main reasons why you want to play it. And yeah, it's just high impact. And another equalizer, turn tribute, because like I said, sometimes when you try to 1-for-1 your opponent, you can't really like, you might get overwhelmed, and that's exactly what this is for. You know, just like, okay, you negated with your Stardust, and I think they're like, okay, they're free to go. You're nothing on the field, and then they just run into this. It's like, oh. Especially if you open up multiples, or even if you have opened up the dynamic duo, which is this, it's insane. It's like, wow, it's generically good, you know. And then of course the last ones is to round it off is triple infinite impermanence. It's 41. You can cut one of the cyclones if you want to, but yeah, I just wanted to just just put everything at 3. Because another previous list was everything was like a 2 of and very very peculiar. So in this particular build, one should just max out everything at 3. That's not so bad. And the little cool things you can do with these type of this kind of plays to like kind of like out clever your opponent is something I really like to do. I really like doing this plays where you have like this, right? So let's say you establish your Stardust Dragon, right? You go, okay, I'll negate 1, okay, right? And then typically this will end the turn, like a combo player's turn. This typically ends the turn, but for whatever reason, I don't know, I'm not sure if it does or not. you torrential, and then they have an on negate, you just strike it, right? And then they won't expect this, and they'll be like, okay, now I'm clear to do whatever I want, and you like imperm from your hand. It's like that play has won me so many games. It's just insane, like because it gives them like a false pretense of how things are gonna end up, and then they did not. There's no way they're gonna expect an imperm from hand. Like why would you not set it, you know? But like little things like that make all the difference. Like it's a pretty cool technical play, which is nice. So that's the main deck. Very simplistic. I didn't want to add too much to it because otherwise, like, think about it, right? You have so many garnets, man. Like, that's like way too many. You know, like look at this. This is the garnet. Like, oh my goodness. There's so many garnets. You do not want to draw these guys. You do not want to draw these guys. Like you don't. So that's why you want to be able to like control the tempo with like with torrential tribute, because it buys you turns to fix your hands. Because sometimes you draw into these and you're like, oh my god, I need something, you know, and like you can't really pair this with anything else because it won't really have any synergy with what you're trying to do. So you rather just interact with them and like have blowout traps to just I guess nullify the resources they're trying to establish, and then give you another turn. Like, how can I explain? Let's say, for example, let's say the whole premise is to get you another turn, right? But like, let's say if you compare like Threatening Roar, right? Let's say Threatening Roar was to get you another turn, right? But it didn't deal with the board they're trying to establish. Whereas this does both. It deals with the resources and it buys you another turn. You know, that's essentially what this basically is meant to be doing. So yeah, I just took that approach. It's very simplistic. It should be very very easy to manage. And okay, so the extra can literally be any synchros you want, but something you have to play 3 of for sure is triple Stardust. You have to play triple Stardust Dragon. Like there's no ifs and buts about it. And the rest can literally be anything. Anything ranging from 6 to 9, because like you could increase the level, you know. Of course, you can play Shen Shen. I don't have Shen Shen, but yeah, this can be Shen Shen. Omega, because the gammas, just spot removal. This is pretty good, non-targeting spot removal, which is pretty cool. Zeta, it can be pretty interesting the way they can control the tempo with this. So Black Rose, just nuke the board is insane. Same thing with this. This guy's pretty cool. Pegasus, Dragster, Coral Dragon, right? Where the hell's the? Oh, here's where. And then of course you have like this guy, Stardust Charge. Like sometimes there's like a lot of little guys. You can make this and pair it up with your Stardust Dragon. You just attack everything and attack Dragon with Stardust Dragon. Like it's pretty cool. But yeah, literally you can pick any synchros you want. These are just the ones I had on hand, and I was like, oh, I'll just put these. But the main one, the main one you're gonna be going into is just these guys. These are just like utility. Like, well, what if? Maybe okay, maybe you can, maybe you can't. But yeah, triple teleport is insane. I'm not sure if I want to like change the deck all too much, because once again you have so many garnets, and like, yeah, dude, it's like, oh man, as it is, like, dude, come on, that's so many garnets. But maybe I'll see what I do, because in the previous build I would always go like do the Hulk sequence, and then it'll just be a Hulk deck, you know, a Hulk deck with Stardust Sun Mode. I'll see what I do. But I'll try and get the synchron deck up pretty soon. But I'll see if I can give a different variant of this one for you guys to try out. Hopefully enjoy the video. Like, subscribe if you have it, and thanks for watching.